Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen, boy with the bag out here. Welcome to the back talk with the boy with the back. TBWTB, Sharp Fade. I got my dog out here.
Xavier for you too. My name is Munaka, and thanks guys. Thanks guys. We are back with another banger, guys.
And Sharp Fade Buffet, we have a special guest, and this guest Buffet, who's a favorite heart, just to be here, my back talk. Shout out to my dog Mandla. Shout out my dog. Welcome to Back Talk, bro.
Mandla in the building.
Mandla in the building.
Please just introduce yourself to them people. Mandla ke Manda.
Yeah, so my name is Mandla. I'm from Bopilong, Tanago Kasin, Fanatash Lining.
Where's
Bopilong, man? Just next to Fondabe, like.
Mofa.
Yeah, Mofa.
Yeah, Sharp Fade.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not near Shavia. Just after we exit Fondabe, it's Bopilong. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So on Fanatash Lining, I'm here to talk about my book and lots of stuff. So watch out, guys. This is gonna be interesting. No, just that I'm in love with the music and rapping, like art. It's my thing. Yeah.
So how whole background? Just give us the background now, whole because people always want to know. Hey, this guy background now, he's from a poor family or what, man? I think you were driving a McLaren out there.
Man.
Just give them the background.
Yeah. So growing up in Bopilong, it was very tough. I think, cause the memories that I have from a childhood for like 3-4 years, it's horrible memories. I don't think any child should have such memories. So growing up, it was, it was really tough. It was love and toughness, courage, all that stuff. And it's very interesting in hindsight to look back on my memories, because from where I come from and to where I am now, it's impossible to discover the man I've become, because of the things that have been happening in the past. And so I grew up born and bred in Bopilong, both parents, and then later they divorced. Very tough, took a hit. But I think
How old were you?
When they divorced, I was 15.
15 years.
Yeah, it was a very tough moment, because I think from 15 years to date, I had to be independent, just like that. Yeah. And so
I mean, when did you see it through? It's gonna be a divorce. When did you see it? Because maybe you saw it.
Maybe they were fighting.
Since when you were 11 years.
Yeah. So the thing is, like from when I was young, dog, like way back, like the way my parents were, I don't say like their relationship, the way it was kind of toxic. Like, so for me, it was expected that one day they should divorce. So all of us, we had that in the back of my mind. We were like, no, the only way we can like grow up in a peace and loving man is if this guy is divorced, because dog, it had to happen. So it was tough. And so growing up
and when they divorced, do you move
with my mother, obviously.
Oh, meaning you saw it, so your dad is doing something.
Yeah, and then the thing is, so I moved with my mother to his house because she bought a new house. And then the thing was, my father was depressed. So I saw my father like literally becoming depressed, like going into that going into that cave of depression, like him living alone. I mean, it was really tough because I saw him becoming a weak man. He started dating, he started behaving like
a young boy.
Like a young boy. Like they think they say fuck boys and stuff. He started behaving like that, like ladies.
But who do you blame? Go divorce on you?
It's really
because
tough.
you must have a son.
And when I was a man, now I was gonna side with my father.
So the thing is, in hindsight, I will blame mostly my mother. In hindsight,
Okay.
But at the time of the things that were happening, in the midst of everything, like we were all blaming my father because of the things that were happening here. So, but in hindsight, I will say it's my mother, because how I have observed the situation, like right now, as I think of it.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, so it was very tough, man, growing up. Very tough. Had to be independent at such an early young age. Had to become an entrepreneur, like selling things and stuff. So, hey, man.
Were you forced to be independent, or maybe you just decided by yourself, or no, I'm going all out by myself? Maybe you went out with your mother because your mother nas pana and your father nas pan, and you're like, I'm chasing the bag right now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
So the thing is, okay, guys, there's something like some families, when they receive an income, like any kind of income, like they just use that income to survive. So to buy food and stuff. And then after that, there's no more like spending on something like clothes or other things. It's just basic normal survival. So for you, if you want something, it's considered luxury, like I'll put that way.
Okay.
Yeah. So the main thing, the order of the day was just to get food on the table, eat and go to sleep. That was it. The main thing was basic survival.
Okay.
That was the main thing. So going back to the question, like, how did I grow up in? So I just want to finish this story very quickly. So growing up, I'll say there was love in between, like in the midst of that chaos, there was love. Like both my parents, somehow, I saw the relationship like unfolding that way. So growing up in Bopilong, I had to be smart from an early young age. I had to start hustling, like selling sweets and stuff. And then when I go back home, let's say maybe today was a good day, I sold all the things. When I get back home, I had to give the money like to my mother and stuff so that she can buy food again. So it was the main, that's what I'm saying, the order of the day, it was basic survival. Because sometimes my father...
Was there a business? Oh.
Yeah, so my mom will buy stock and then I will sell it every time. Because sometimes, my father will drink all his salary. Sometimes it happened. Yeah, so the only way to survive was for me to hustle and then bring the guap home. So yeah, it can be. So in terms of being independent, I'm not saying like I had to fend for myself, like eating and stuff. No, not in terms of survival, but in terms of maybe buying clothes for myself, like having nice things for myself. That's what I'm saying. I had to be independent from that side.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't love the fact that we every time when I have money, you have to think of eating and stuff. And I didn't like that thing. So I had to find my own way of
And then you left them, so you found your own way, and you were like, no, I'm no longer providing for them, since you were, it's like you were providing for them. You hustle, you give them.
Yeah, even my brothers, like my older brother had to find work at a young age. I think it was and then contributed in the house. So it was like that. Every time when we hustle outside, we had to bring back the money so my mother can buy food.
Didn't that mess up your high school academic performance?
Okay, to a point, I'll say only grade 8 and 9. Okay, during the time of divorce, that's when I was messed up a bit. But after that, no, I was...
Then your father was supporting you after divorce?
After divorce?
Yeah.
I mean, it was very tough. I will not lie, it was very tough. So at home, we have 5 children, siblings. So it's all boys. So after the divorce, my mom had to fight, which means she had to file for the maintenance and stuff. So so it was tough, fighting back and forth, having to see all that, having to rely on my older brother because he worked from an early young age. And so to a point, like sometimes there's this thing of going to a special school. So my older brother was going to a special school, but I think the reason why he went to a special school, him not knowing how to read and write, was because of how we grew up. I think it left so much trauma.
A special school is a school for like people who are not like
who are not literate. Let's just put it that way. So him not knowing how to read and write, I think it was because of the trauma. So most kids they say no, one was slow and stuff. No, it's because of maybe the situation, like the environment, how he grew up. So it's kind of an obstacle for him when he wants to read and write or whatever. But it's just only my older brother, because my older brother, like, he lived a very tough life. Hence why I'm saying the memories I have when I was 3 or 4, it's very like scary. Imagine about him because he's older. He saw all the
all the things. Yeah.
So that's very tough.
But if we moved on,
when are you over that thing, divorce and stuff, all those things?
Oh my God.
Or they still eat you up when?
Yeah, to a point, it still eats me up though, because I think my life would have turned out very differently if it wasn't for that situations that happened in the past. Like honestly speaking, I think my life would have turned out very different. But then it happened, the divorce and stuff, the toughness, like the poverty and stuff. So yeah, so those situations, it changes your trajectory of life. Even you aspire for big things, but you have to now adjust to the situation. Like shit is real. Like it's fighting back and forth. Yeah.
And after that, then the metric performance, was it good? And did you end up going to varsity?
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah. So my only so here's the thing. The only way I could escape was for me to go to varsity. Like I understood that at a very young age. I understood, okay, I have to escape this environment. So university, that was it. So I worked pretty much well. Yeah.
So when are you planning to get married?
To get what?
Lower someone. Because maybe if
Yeah, so the thing is,
we'll bounce back to the university. When I wanted to know the university that you went to. But
okay, no problem. So the thing is, in terms of Lobola, in terms of me wanting a kid and stuff, for now, I will say just for now, I don't know about the future, but for now, I choose to refrain from all that.
Oh, because of that situation.
Yeah, because of the situation.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, for now, I'm not sure, brother. Like, to tell the truth, I will refrain from getting married or wanting kids and stuff because of how I grew up. So I think I also have to deal with myself. Yeah. Because
still need to heal.
Yeah, still need to heal. Yeah, that's the thing. So me, like, for now, I'm aiming to become like the better version of myself, the better version than my father. I don't know if it's the right way to put it. So
you wanna do better.
Yeah, I just wanna do better. Yeah, and I think because they say time heals all. If I heal, and then I will consider.
And a lot of people, they say marriage is 50-50. What's your take on that one?
I think everyone has to apply themselves fully to a position that they've been given by God, or like, everyone, whether like the situation you're in, you have to play a full position of it. So there's no 50-50. It's like in soccer. When I'm a defender, when I'm a striker, we all play our roles to the fullest.
It's not 50-50.
So it's not 50-50.
It's what?
Everyone plays their roles to the fullest. So there's no measurement.
Oh, there's no measurement.
Yeah. So if I'm a striker,
this thing of 50-50, it came during the democracy.
Yeah.
Of 50-50.
Yeah. So 50-50 came as a result of the overthrowing patriarchy. So it was a way they saw men as obstacle, and then they were like, we wanna rewrite the rules and then move men out of the way. I don't know because the thing is, if you check the feminism, how it evolved, when it started, it was something nice. I will support it, but how it evolved, it was a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mess, bro.
I'm gonna based on this relationship thing. So since now you are saying Lobola this and that, are you seeing someone? Since I want to understand, how are you treating that person? Are you treating that person in a good way? You're trying by all means to do better. Because sometimes you might just be trying to do better, whereas you don't know or realize by yourself, or no, man, I'm floppy. I'm trying to do better, but I'm floppy.
That's why.
Seeing someone.
Yeah, and at the moment, I'm not seeing someone.
I understand, because of their
because
trying to damn.
Yeah, man, I'm like, the thing is, it's very tough. So if you were to be in my shoes and understand my situation, for me, like, it's very tough to be in a relationship, because the thing is, I don't know if people have the same perspective I have on relationships. So when you say you love someone, which means like when you fall for someone, it means, so the very same way it fall for someone, it means what you were identified with first, it falls away. So when you say you are in love with someone, which means you completely fall in love with them, and then you adapt to the situation. At the moment, for example, what I'm identified as at the moment, I think it will be very tough for me to remove all those things and then fall in love with someone. I think for love to work, both of you have to cut out what you have previously been identifying yourself with, so that the relationship can be harmoniously and So the thing is, the perspective that I have on love, me falling in love with someone at the moment, it will be too much, because I don't think it will be easy for me to remove the identities I have with myself. Yeah, so I'm still battling with that.
Don't you think you are wasting time? Yeah.
But I'm sure you've been dating some girls, man.
Yeah.
How was it, man?
I've been. So the thing is,
when you start in science,
yeah. The thing is, I believe I have mistreated them, but in the moment, like in the context of the moment, when the relationship is happening, I don't see that, right?
Okay.
But usually it's after. I'm like, shit. You see.
You are a plea.
So which means I don't. So it's after. I'm like, damn, man. I'm still as I was. So the thing is, in relationships, that's why I'm saying maybe someone has a different perspective. But when you fall in love with someone, you have to identify yourself with new things so that you can accommodate the person that you love, right? But the thing is, I saw after, I'm like, I'm still the same person as I was coming into this relationship, and I still expect to behave as the same person, which means I'm not becoming anything in this relationship. Yeah.
What if it happens that you are never ready, bro? Because time is ticking, man.
Yeah.
You gotta have kids. Like,
Time is ticking. Yeah.
How old are you,
Right now I'm 24.
24.
Yeah.
Now we have man.
Yeah.
Find someone, and if it doesn't work, you jump to the other one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like that, bro.
Yeah. So the thing is, right now, yeah. So
you gotta be there.
So the thing is, I feel like these days, most guys they fall in love just so they can satisfy their carnal activities, which means just for pleasure. Yeah. So me having to
for sex.
Yeah. straight up. Yeah, so for me having to let's say if I wanna fall in love with someone, it won't be necessarily be in falling in love. It will be me satisfying my.
So how are you satisfying your and stuff?
Well, yes.
I think no. The thing is I think check. The thing is you can still like.
Someone called it 10. Someone was like, it's a 10.
I don't know how to put it. Because they say it's a vibing and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
vibing.
I feel like So I feel like vibing it's way too much easy these days. Especially these days. Like I don't know how to lie, dog.
Big shout out to my Tonga ex. Yeah, man.
Like I don't know how to lie, dog. Vibing these days is way too easy. Because most people they think about pleasure and stuff, so it's way too easy, though.
So like it can happen, or you go for vibing and then you catch the feeling stuff.
Yeah,
you end up falling for that person.
Yeah.
I see it's a to you, that thing.
No. For me, like I have certain standards that I follow, and so if I vibe with you, that's it.
You vibing with plastic with rubber.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
With what?
Yeah.
Then you are not enjoying it. Then.
Man.
Check. At the moment they say it's plus 8 million people living with HIV, so it's risky.
It's plus what?
Plus
8 million.
8 million.
Yeah, included.
So fine.
No, it's like check. For example, let's say like the population of South Africa at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's say roughly it's above 80 million. 8 million people living with.
How many youth?
I'm not sure.
That's the problem.
You have to check. Yeah, but check. Maybe. Let's make a rough estimation. 80 million people. 8 million people live with HIV and AIDS. So when you sleep with someone, you have 5% chance of catching.
Yes.
You see.
Anyone.
And it's high, dog. Yeah, anyone.
But that don't show.
Anyone. Anyone.
And
I know. I have to.
Maybe there's.
You have to go there.
Maybe there's 1 million people unknown.
Yeah. Balongoraba test.
Yeah. You see. And
just like this one knows.
I know my status, my brother. I know my status.
We understand.
I'm HIV negative.
Positive.
I'm HIV negative.
So, but Vela that to big I like it because it's important for people to know their status. Now I was just kidding, but to naga test every.
No,
guys, you have to go and test. You have to go and test.
You never tested.
I tested last year, so.
Yeah.
So.
Why did you test?
Test
me because you're using.
No, I had to.
Why?
I agree when I said you use rap.
Yeah, but I had to.
Why?
I don't think it was November.
My brother.
Yeah, so
you're mixing things.
So I was like, no. The way things happened, I'm like, I need to. Hence why I'm saying these days it's much more easier to vibe with someone than to fall in love with someone. I think on that note we need to be clear. You see, falling in love with someone is way more different than vibing. So vibing, as I'm saying, it's way too easy. You see,
but it's way too easy, happy for you to get those HIVs, more vibing things.
Yeah, on the vibing stuff. Yeah, it's way too easy for you to catch. So,
but I don't understand why you would test if you Spanish but you haven't answered.
No, he said when he's
just to make sure, dog. Just to make sure, because you know what? At the time when I was testing, it was convenient. It was very convenient because they were from where I was working. They were 2 blocks away. They put a tent and stuff. I was like, shit.
Maybe it's a sign. Maybe they're like, they're there for you.
And then I pulled up and then and then I was like, I'm not. Yeah.
It was your first time testing?
After, it was, no. I think it was my second time.
How many times have you tested?
I think it was my second time because the first time it was before when I was the vaccine. Yeah, before going for vaccine they tested sharp. Then the second time,
Go test them. This guy is stressing it out, but you're alone. You are alone, my God.
Damn.
You have to use condom, man.
I know, I use it. You must protect yourself.
No, you're not. You're protecting others, man. But don't you think like whatever that was going on to your parents, they shaped your life, man?
Yeah. Okay.
Now if it was me, if it was this guy, I'm sure he was just going to make sure, or he uses that thing as a reason why he's smashing girls without condom. Answer that anger. When life that thing. Because this one for sure.
So hence I'm saying that so my life turned out very differently. But to a point I'm grateful of
that thing.
Of how I was able to navigate myself through that mist and stuff. And so how it shaped my life, I will say it's not about how it shaped my life, it's about how I responded to whatever that was happening. So I think from an early young age I was conscious enough to know like the decisions that you make, it all depends on you. From an early young age I think I knew that, So even like sometimes my mother likes to say I have an old soul, and I think I to a point I do. So from an early young age I knew the decisions that you make, it's what will make you. And so how it's not about how the situation shaped me, it's about how I responded.
You know why I'm saying about shaping what you can discover your talent through that situation. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's say it's me, my father and my mother always fight, then I become a content creator about that thing, about the situation. Maybe a book writer because of that.
I'm a book writer because of that, because
that's what I'm saying.
I discovered my talent. I get your point. So the thing of writing, it came around that time.
Okay.
So me going to write, because at the time I didn't have even a laptop. So me going to the book, pen and paper, write. It was the dopamine was hitting very differently because I could escape what was happening through writing. And so that's how I discovered it. In a way.
Then after writing you feel okay.
After writing you feel okay, and then it's not about writing. Like words have a very, I don't know, the words are like animals. So sometimes when you write, you think. So thinking and writing, they go hand in hand.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when you write, and then also language, words, they echo. So when I think about the way to write, it echoes something differently. And then the thinking process, like when you get to escape into a whole new world. So that's how I think about writing. So words are very much phenomenal, because every time when I write, when I think about this, it echoes into something else. So it's an endless thing that happens. I can even take probably like the whole night just writing, because I can escape into a different realm and then think something different, think something new, discover new territories in thinking.
Then
So
go back and write.
and then I go back and write. So for me to explore that part of having to discover new things, like in terms of words, thinking and stuff. Before, when I was writing based on someone else's thinking. This is the very same thing they teach in school. For example, when they give you an essay, they say go and write this and make sure you reference. So here's the thing. When they teach you to reference, they teach you to think based on someone else's thinking.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So it's not necessarily from first thinking. So we are thinking from second thinking principles, which means we're thinking from someone else's thinking.
And you add something there.
And then you add something. And you don't necessarily add something, you just paraphrase what it is.
You can't add your own things, you have to reference it.
So they turn it in how it works.
I think you have to add.
Yeah. You have to add, check. When you add on someone,
Check the pill method. I think the pill method would make sense.
That's why I'm saying when you think from second thinking principles, you are adding, as I say, but you're not necessarily adding.
You are working on that point.
You're just paraphrasing his point.
No, it's not pill method.
So how
No,
so the thing
you
is,
don't get him when T and I are going to take someone's idea. And someone's idea, and you combine it, then you add,
and then you add,
but from what? From those ideas,
from those ideas, So we call it second thinking principle. So it's not necessarily from first thinking. It's not your thoughts. So that's why they say you must reference. So turn it in how it works. It when they say it checks for plagiarism, it checks you didn't take the author's work 100%. That's all it checks. That's all it checks. So if you're good at paraphrasing, you can take the whole guy's idea and then make it yours. If you're good at paraphrasing. So that's why most people hate reading, writing and stuff. Right? But coming back to my story, how I discovered that realm of thinking, it was I had to discard everyone's thinking. I was like, shit man, let me forget about all these people I follow, let me forget about all those books I read, like let me just clear up my mind. I was like, let me delve deep into what has been happening. Then from that point, bro, like this thing of having writer's block, it didn't happen till today. The reason why I don't have writer's block is because of I think from first principles thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you discover writer's block, it's because of you're not thinking from first thinking. You are trying to bring different study or research of people, and then you're trying to measure it together. So that's the problem. So most people, they say, I hate reading, I hate writing. It's because of they are never taught to think for themselves.
Okay. I get you.
And the first thing that you wrote, I'm assuming the first thing that you wrote, it was based on the situation back at home. A few words or a few lines from that thing. What did you write? The interesting part that you are like,
shit. So go into the book. So okay, before you go to introduction, it's the state of main address. State of main address is where I address gens, and it's where I pose the problem that we're having. So we live in a time where they say time in itself it's interesting. Now the thing is, we live in a time whereby we at the peak of men, like where there's no man, right? We live in that time. So the state of main address for me, it was to pose these things to guys. We're like, guys, now the thing is, we no longer have men. We no longer have men.
We no longer have men.
Yeah.
Ish, simple interest.
We no longer have men. Yeah.
While men are
so,
still alive.
And so the thing is gonna get way deeper than this. And when I say it's gonna get way deeper than this, you're gonna see very horrific things. And you see, the things that you see now, it's the start of it. Unfortunately, it's the start of it. When you see guys raping 3-year-old kids, it's the start of it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen nothing. So from here, we are still plateauing. So the thing is, there's a very interesting book called by Charles Hardy. It says The Second Curve. So the second curve in life and in business. Most people are still living in the first curve. Here's the thing. For you to live in a loop, so because a circle has a curve. So for you to live in a loop, it's if you don't escape the first curve, like Charles Hardy was saying. So right now, the problem is we as Shans, we have been living in this loop from way back. Way back. So on the State of Men address, that's where I pose the problem. We no longer have men. Then I come to the introduction part. And then after the introduction part, that's where the book starts. So the very interesting line for me for chapter 1, it's the rise of average men. The rise of average men is the rise of weak men, which means the things that we see men doing right now it's the start of it. That's the rise taking the part. You understand?
When you say men are weak, you mean what?
I'm assuming when you say, okay, men are weak, I thought it was, we no longer have men. You say, were you referring that to your dad or no? Maybe you saw him or no, he's no longer a man then, or something like that.
Because you mentioned that he was dating.
Yeah. So the thing when I say the rise of weak men, or you are a weak man, it's when you think about. So this life, we live in a unipolar world. So it's either you have purpose or you all think about pleasure. And today we have men who chase pleasure more than they chase purpose. So for me, to explain it in layman terms, when I say weak men, it's a man who chases pleasure more than purpose. To a point, they never even chase purpose. You know, like they just, maybe they drink whatever they're drinking, they're smoking, scrolling through their phones, even going to these pornographic websites and stuff, doing all kinds of horrible stuff. So the thing is, the society in of itself, they managed to create the weak man. Because I think when you tolerate such things as, for example, this explicit content, when you post these things, like when you see these videos, I even have like my 12-year-old brother. When he sees these things, this man goes crazy. I'm like, shit, that's how. Like this explicit content. Anything explicit. Even in the streets, man, like the way how these ladies wear and stuff. So society managed to trickle a man in that way. So hence why these days we chase pleasure more than we chase purpose. And most guys are not even aware. So we are weak because we chase pleasure more than we chase purpose. Because I think if you ask an average man, so an average man is a weak man. So if you ask an average man, what does he want? Where does he sees himself in 5 years, 3 years? He doesn't think about all these things. All he knows is it's Saturday, that's it. Yeah. So they chase pleasure more than purpose.
Man, I'm learning a lot.
This guy is smart, bro. Damn, this guy is smart, bro.
Yeah, so man.
With that move, you can become a millionaire, even a billionaire, bro. It's just that you are here in South Africa. So I'm telling you, bro. A lot of men we are weak out there. They are weak out there.
Yeah.
We are weak, my brother.
They are weak.
We are weak.
Yeah, so we are weak, man. To a point.
You are also weak.
We are,
brother.
So you are captured.
This is So this is
Don't act
most guys that they don't know like what we are up against. They don't know who we are up against, and so we go around pretending than to become real contenders of life. So we act like we make ourselves like we are like tough, and no, that's not real. So an average man is a weak man. Most of us were weak because of we chase play. Like guys,
we are lacking discipline.
Yeah, like even before, check. No? So the very same way. So in my book, I have biblical scriptures. Now there was a guy who said to me, "Why do I quote biblical scriptures? Hey, do I want people to pray and stuff like something like that?" No, I was making a very simple point. In the introduction part, I said, "How many times have you seen a guy going to a shop, maybe buying a candle just to pray?" See, so you no longer see those things.
Yeah.
We only see guys going to the shops, buying all this junk, buying condoms and stuff. So these days,
that's you, my brother. Yeah. That's you.
So it's those are the things that we see happening, and it's happening right now. So it's taking, it's happening on a global stage. So explicit content, you see it everywhere you go. Even if you say, today I don't want to go out of the house, I want to just stay inside. Bro, when you log in on your phone, you are already outside. You are already outside because the explicit content is going to be flashed
This
at
guy
you
is smart.
at every corner.
Shit.
So these days, that's why most of us, we think through pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
And I
you.
think Nuyen, it's much better to go outside than to be too focused on the phone, but just get the passion and come
Go
back.
outside. Yeah, I think it's yeah.
Damn,
We have
bro,
to go
because
outside
once
more.
you're on that phone, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot, man.
Yeah.
Because now you can see something that is happening.
Yeah.
Cape
Yeah.
Town, Mpumalanga,
Yeah.
Limpopo, man.
Yeah, you tend to forget about what's happening around. Yeah.
So you also said we are weak, ne? So
Yeah.
what makes you say you are also weak? Is it pornography? Is it alcohol?
Yeah.
Is it-
Yeah, so the reason I say I'm also weak is because of at this point I haven't yet become the man I want to become. So the thing is, you can become the man that you want to become if you are locked in on becoming that. Like if you're locked in on a purpose. So sometimes that, especially these days, when someone finds a challenge, or maybe like a real tough challenge, they tend to fall back. So they tend to fall back on pornography. They tend to fall back chasing pleasure, just so that they feel better, and then they want to go out again. So you cannot chase life that way. You have to be rigorously locked in, chase your purpose fully. And so today it's very tough to find such men. Honestly speaking, when I look around, it's very tough to find such men. Even when I sit with Amahotmani, like the things that some of them they are speaking about, it's insane, bro. They're like toddlers.
Damn.
So I'm like, shit. These days, even the people we see as Amahotmani, they advise us with stupid things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, stupid things.
Yo.
Even to a point, even our teachers, the one who taught us in primaries or in high school, if you could see the things that they are doing now, you'll be very embarrassed. So how
What
the
are they
world
doing?
They're also like in that loop. They're chasing pleasure. They're sleeping with these learners. Yeah. So what's happening is, and bro,
Legend. Let me address legend. Yeah, the guy behind the camera.
Yeah, and this is taking
student teacher.
It's taking stage like at a global level. At a global level, and hence right now, hence I've been saying, if you could check your teachers, those who've been teaching in primary or in high school, if you could check how they live now, you'll be very embarrassed. And those are the very same teachers that made us to aspire to the life that they lived. We aspired to that, but if you can see what they do now, what advice do they give to these kids?
And also on that one, even their colleague, they don't feel like it's something. They feel like it's normal.
Yeah.
Because they will just go and call the students. Hey, students, come. Are you dating that guy? Hey, don't date. Oh, yes, feminine, this and that. So why, man?
Yeah.
Why?
So it means like the world is changing at a global level. So the rise is taking place as we speak. It's taking place as we speak. So the thing is, I was thinking about like, shit, man, like, how do we get out of this loop? Right? How do we get out of this loop? And so the thing was, the answer that I got is the one that people don't want to hear, right? So the reason why most people continue to being a weak man is because of you don't also want to confront the truth. The reason why you don't want to confront the truth is because of you don't want to hurt those around us. That's how fake we live. That's how fake we live. Like most people now, they don't want to tell single truth. Yeah, that's how fake we live. So these things that you see right now, man, you haven't seen nothing. I'm telling you, like, you haven't seen nothing. So the worst is yet to come. And I think the best way to prepare yourself is if you start chasing the better version of yourself.
Man,
yeah.
On that one, teachers what ne? Yeah, before I started doing teaching, I'm doing final year. Ne? Yeah, I was dating this girl. Ne? Her name was what ne? So you know what happened? Ne? Till I was dating her, then I had to go for podcast. Ne? So she was studying that school that I was going to do a practical at. Ne? So I had to divorce that girl. I'm telling the truth. Yeah. But in the middle of podcast, I divorced her. So that girl, okay. Everything was fine. So I think it was last year, that girl, she passed away. Ne? Yeah, man, they said abortion, what. So people now, they are blaming me. And I'm the one who pregnant and she ended up doing abortion. Man. So now people, man, they're giving me problem. Man. Say them the cause of death. Amen. So this problem is.
So you see that thing, it's a part of what I'm saying right now. Most guys, we only think about pleasure. To a point, for example, and I'm glad that you told the truth. You've been very honest.
Yeah.
To a point, we forget. Hence, what I'm saying, we forget even the aim of why we're doing what we're doing, right? For example, like, imagine as a teacher sleeping with
him.
Yeah, right. But at the time, you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about your genitals and stuff. Yeah, you just wanna take out as much pleasure as you can.
Was it really your child that Chief?
No, it's not there.
No.
Yeah.
We dated just that. She passed away last year.
People are just blaming.
People are blaming me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because where I am now.
Yeah.
Because they can see that guy is going somewhere now.
Yeah.
He's finishing school. So
yeah.
They want to sue you or something.
Yeah, man.
And you know what,
and imagine that girl passed away when the day that I was finishing the podcast, it was on Friday. I was finishing that day. Then on Monday, people were talking about it.
When are you still waiting for Friday to leave the school?
No.
The next Monday after.
Next Monday after me finishing podcast.
Oh, you were no longer there.
I was no longer there.
You were no longer there.
The only thing that I had to is to attend the federal. Yeah, I mean, I went.
You attended the funeral.
Man, I went. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I did go there, but man, it was tough for me to get inside there because Ahimana spotlight me. Yeah, because
we are weak men.
No, man, listen, man. I wanted to get in there. Then, when I saw the casket,
people are saying it's you.
People are saying it's me. Even on Facebook, people are. This.
Yeah.
Even last week, someone told me about it. Another girl said, I'm better. When I did this, I killed her. You see, like, that thing, man, been traumatizing me.
Yeah.
And you know,
and so the problem is, you see that situation. The reason why these days we no longer have men who speak the truth, who tell the truth, is because of once they want to get this information out there, they can stop you in many ways. For example, the things that you do now, if for example, let's say maybe you are causing a global movement, like maybe you're helping men to become strong and stuff, there are many ways they can stop you. They can just go to your past and then find these things, and then they use them as a blackmail against you.
You see?
Yeah. So how you live your life right now, every moment, every second, you have to be very careful. Even how you search on your phone, you have to be very careful, because these things, bruh, Google, everything, they pack up your information. I think right now they say if we've been using Google from 2017 up until now, they have about 3 million pages about you. They know everything there is to know about you, more than we do. So they know how they can blackmail you. They know they know everything. And so at an average, those pages, those 3 to 4 million pages, when they check at an average, it has been useless stuff you've been searching. And so I'm saying an average man is a weak man. Yeah. So coming to this situation, it's very tough. Like I can tell, brother, like it's very tough. It's very scary. So we as gents, we need to be very careful about these things, because sooner or later they can affect you in a whole different way. Even if you say maybe your life now is working out, and then let's say, for example, maybe one day you'll be a big shot, someone can stop you, like drastically. They can just turn to your past and then use it against you. So we need to be very careful. Especially, in fact, the next coming 5 years, I think after 2030, the easiest way to blackmail someone is if we go to their past and then then just put it out there on social media.
But as long as you didn't do it, as long as it was not you, Chief.
It was not.
It's just that people use it against him. So that he feels like
guilty.
That's how these days.
But if I was a Nyopo boy, they were not gonna do it.
They won't.
Because they can see you're going somewhere.
Yeah. So hence I'm saying, if they can see someday you're gonna be a big shot, and I can tell you right now, like someday, all like both of you'll be the big shots one day.
Thanks.
Like big guns.
So Chief.
So
thanks.
And so they can see that, and they say these guys, they have potential. So everything they can use right now, they will use it against you. Anything they can use, they will use it. And so I'm saying, the reason why I'm obsessed with, as a gent, you need to become the better version of yourself. It's if when these things come up, like such things, when these things come up, when this blackmail stuff comes up, you need to be very strong at the time. So that you can still also build a way to
and don't end up committing suicide, Chief, because of such things.
Man, I was gonna commit if I was weak that time. Imagine if everyone is blaming you.
It's trauma, man. It's trauma.
Yeah, man. Hey, back to any questions right there? You still have any questions?
Today I didn't want to ask questions, man. I say, I can see that
it's a conversation. It's happening.
So, school.
The thing is, right now it's on Amazon, and so after 6 months I'll be able to publish.
It's on Amazon.
Amazon.com, and so after 6 months I'll be able to publish it on almost every platform. So right now I'm just waiting for July. I think the end of July I'll be able to market it well, and then because I'm still saving up, I want to do hard copies, and so at the time, and then I have an idea also. After I have printed hardcover copies, hardcover copies, I wanna go to schools, with the schools, and then give those young boys some free copies.
Hit us up, we'll push that thing, man.
This cover is nice.
Yeah, it's a nice cover. I'll drop it for the people.
Price of what man. So I think maybe what a man, because okay. Ask. Yeah, you can ask.
I wanted to know the name of the book is gonna be The Rise of
Weak Men.
How much?
The Rise of Weak Men. It's $9.99 on Amazon, so it's something like $190.
Oh, that's not bad, man.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say 900.
No. It's on Mint.
They were you benefiting something, man.
I'm benefiting. So, right now at the moment, for you to get your royalties, you have to reach a certain benchmark. And so we are still building up, Chief. Yeah. And so.
The cover here, the people are gonna see it. The front page. It's like the man is being given the crown there.
Yeah.
And then the back page, the back side of the book, it shows the man is
reborn.
He's being reborn.
Yeah. So this cover page, this guy is given a crown. So the crown is handed to a weak man. So a weak man is being reborn as we speak, and so I'm saying it's taking stage globally.
The rise.
Yeah, the rise. So the rise is like the rebirth, the reborn of weak men. So this guy is given a crown, because these days society gives a crown to a weak man. Yeah, that's what it does. It gives crown to a weak man, and so you see, for social injustices, the guys who get to go like away without any justice. Because of like now the society crowns a weak man. Yeah.
Nice one.
Crowns a weak man.
Any maybe meaning behind the cover peak?
Yeah, the cover peak.
That's it.
So it's a warrior's journey to faith and dominion in the 21st century. The very word dominion, it's very interesting. So prior to me writing about the book, it was last year. So that day I just woke up and I was coming from a club. Woke up that
weak man.
A weak man. And then woke up, took a bath, went to work. That day I don't know, I cannot describe that feeling. Got to work and then I had, because in the back of my mind I was like, hey man, you're about to break down. Like you're about to break down. You see. And then I was like holding myself up until after work, and then after work I went to a Tix rank. Just before I got to a Tix rank, there was a group session, it was a prayer session, something like that. They usually do it I think once a year or twice a year. And so I decided, fuck, let me just go there. I went there. When I went there, that day the preacher was preaching about salvation, and dominion. That's so the reason I was fascinated was because of dominion. Bro, when I got there at the prayer session, as I heard the preacher giving scriptures and stuff, I just cried out of nowhere.
Damn, bro.
You see. So when I realized the things that I did, like the man I'm becoming, all these things, I'm like, shit. It's finally creaking.
You dropped tears, like
dropped tears. And then that's how I met. I called them my guardian angels. I met Mr. Danny and his beautiful wife.
Beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Man.
You don't say someone's wife is beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful wife.
No,
but it's fine.
So Mr. Jordan and his wife, I met them that day. I called them my guardian angels. From that day, they took my hand and they never let go.
A big shout out to them.
Yeah, big shout out, man. And to a point, by the way, they are whites for information. But for them to hold me in a way that I was even right now, I'm still their son. Like the way they do things. And so dominion was the way that was preached that day. So dominion was given to men to rule over everything in this world. But the thing is, these days, how we are living our lives, we are giving ourselves to the world so that the world can control us. Yeah. So we no longer claim dominion. So the reason why I decided to write a book was like, okay, how do I give, especially men? Because the book, any like women and men can read the book, but especially men, how do they reclaim dominion? Yeah, and their purpose. So that was the
So what's gonna happen to the community,
Yeah.
if men keep getting weaker?
Yeah, you're gonna see horrific things, brother. Like horrific things.
They're already happening.
They're already happening, and they are. You know, the most sad thing when you have, for example, when you see a case like this thing that has been going around, like Justice for God, there's a more extreme case than that, but no one knows about.
Yeah.
You understand? So right now there are more cases, more extreme than that one. No one knows about it, and no one will ever know about it.
Yeah.
Up until like the rise of women is at the peak. So the thing is, in communities you will see like gang violence go up, crime rates, all those stuff. But the most sad thing you'll see, the population will decrease. So here's the thing: more like divorce rates will go up, right? Most parents are single parents, right? You'll start to see those things. So the only problem with when we have weak men in society, we're gonna have women with no direction.
Okay. Yeah.
And the women with no direction that will want to place matriarchy over patriarchy. So
bro, you're English, man.
So women will want
What's patriarchy?
so
What's patriarchy? This guy is rhyming here.
Talk,
Yes.
my guy. I
And
know
so
what you're
when-
talking about.
And so when we have such thing happening in a society, when matriarchy is overthrown patriarchy, it's whereby they see guy, especially men, as obstacles. So when you see obstacle, you want to remove it. So that's how they remove men from the society, and so they are rewriting their own rules as we speak. That's why the rise of strong women is taking stage at a global level also. That's why you see even on the anime, like the anime that they play right now, the animes that we see, the cartoons that we see right now, it's only like women taking the world. I'm telling you, if you can check. So you can see, okay, so now matriarchy is finally taking over.
Before we wrap it up, now you also a barber, nah? Yeah, tell us more. Are you working there with your own thing? What's happening?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm working there at the moment, and so the thing is, for barbering. So my brother's father was also a barber, and then since I loved art from a young age, and then since I wanted to do barbering, but my mother told me, no, there's no money in that thing, just focus on school, go to school. So fast forward, things happen, life happens, now I'm a barber. But I would say it's one of the most lucrative careers one could ever take, because most people, I will say at this point, I've had more than thousands and thousands of conversations at the same time at this point. And it's such a privilege and honor to have such multitudes of conversations between different people in all walks of life. Get to understand different parts of life. We get to see that, okay, it's not about me thinking the weak man is there. It's happening. Like it's happening. Every man, sometimes men come there, sit on my chair, they just break down. We talk about deep things, right? And so you see, okay, this thing it's happening. It's taking stage as we speak. Because there was a guy, he came there, we talked, and I think maybe I was asking deeper questions. He broke down. Like he broke down. To a point, he told me, son, if I could ever give you an advice, never get married. Right? So having those kind of conversations, and me as a barber, it's a privilege.
You get to, but I think it links with the book writing also, because you can hear other people's sides for makes sense.
And to a point when, for example, when everyone sometimes come to my chairs and sits, and when I cut them, when they speak, I not only listen to what they're speaking, I echo what they do not speak, because usually, especially guys, you don't necessarily need to listen to what they're saying. You need to listen to what they want to say, but they want. So that's how you get to.
Did you notice anything? By the way, guys, I met this guy that Mombamba barber shop, and this guy had some dope hairstyle right there. Did you notice something when we were talking? Don't
so
mention
what I know, yeah.
Don't mention
Just mention yes, a public platform.
Yeah, so like to tell the truth, when I first saw you and then you sit on my chair and then like, cause we had a conversation, I was like, this guy is gonna be one of the big shots one day, just like that. So that's how I knew, and so that's how we linked up and stuff. Immediately when someone sits on my chair, I can. It's not like a prophetic version and stuff. No, when we having conversations, I can delve into territories you don't want to speak about, and I can tell this guy is going somewhere.
And this guy, and that's to advise, man. I'm always cutting the conversation. Never try, man. Because the first day when we talk, man, like it's like, one day you talk from here to rise, man. I was talking with this guy, man. Yeah, it motivated me too much, man.
It's good for gents to always push each other. Right now we gotta say, man, I keep on pushing that thing, your book matter. You're gonna make a lot of money. The cover is now. I thought maybe it was just some game thing whereby when you are playing we can see, but the cover pic right there, even the way it says your name right there, man, my brother.
Yeah, so it was a dude in New York, by the way. Shout out to that dude, that guy. It was, I don't know, Mr. George. So he wrote he did the book cover, and then I paid him. But I gave him the full description of what
I'm gonna buy that thing. We about to write it.
Just give us 5 minutes. Here's something to explain. Do you believe in God, man?
Yeah. So so right now we are closing. Okay.
No, we are not.
Okay. About to wrap it up.
Okay. So I just want to tell a quick story and then I'll answer the question. So before I thought I was believing in God, but I did not.
Before?
Yeah. Let me start by saying this. Before I thought I was believing in God, but the thing is I was not. Yeah. And so 2023, there was a time I was with my mom. That day I was like, you know what? Is God really here? Like, can he really hear us or whatever? Like, my mom was like, no, God is here. Like, he can really hear your prayers and stuff. So that day, I went to buy a candle. True story.
Yes.
Went to buy a candle, got in the house, kneeled down on the floor, closed, locked my room. The prayer that I made that day was, God, I don't believe you are here. And if you are here, please show me a sign of miracle.
A sign of you?
A miracle. Any kind of miracle that will show me that you are here. Switched off the candle. 3 days after that, true story. 3 days after that, swear to God. 3 days after that, we had an incident. So there was a guy. I was also with my mother again. So that guy, he gave us a lift to my home, shop, and then we got home. 5 minutes later, the very same guy returned back. When he returned, he was asking for his phone. He thought maybe we stole his phone or something. We're like, nah, bro, like imagine. And that phone, this phone's Kalagam Nandi. I'm like, bro, can we steal Kalagam Nandi? Like, I want. But he was convinced. To a point, he took out the gun. I was mad, bro, that day. I was really mad because he was saying to me, I'll shoot your mother. But I was mad. That was the first time. I think, I do believe to a point I have anger issues and stuff. Actually, I don't believe maybe if I have anger issues. But that day, I exploded. I told that guy, shoot right now. If you don't, one of us is going to die right here. So that day, usually, because when I'm in such situations, if I'm mad, also my mother has to be like mad like me. You see? But that day, my mom was like, no, my son, you have to believe in God. I'm like, hey, what's happening here? My mom's preaching, so he's stopping me. I'm fighting this guy. I want to fight this guy. So this guy now hears the gun and stuff. And so, man, it was fight and back and forth.
She was saying shouting. You have to believe in God, that thing, right there.
Yeah, because of the guy who wanted to shoot.
Why was she saying, you must believe in God? Was it a sign from God?
I don't know why, man.
Damn, bro.
So my mom was like,
goosebumps, right?
So my mom was like, believe in God. Believe in God. So that guy, he was about to shoot. Because he was saying, hey man, I'm shooting. I want my phone. And so we exchanged ways back and forth, and then he left. The following day, I was sitting, it was also me and my mother again. Crazy, man, crazy stuff. We went to Clarence in Free State. It's in Free State. The following day,
Yeah.
And so there, they have these things, mountains. There are mountains. It's a farm. And so I was sitting under one of their shades, but at the back of those trees there is a mountain also. Like, I think 2 meters from where I was sitting, the whole structure of that mountain it fell down. The whole structure of that mountain, bro. When it fell down, like the earth was even shaking, because those rocks are big. Because it was the top part of that cave. It fell down meters away, and I was alone there. At that moment, I knew, shit, God is giving me a sign. Because He gave me this first one, I didn't notice. The second one, this was it. Immediately I went to the shop, bought the very same candle.
White candle.
Went back into the house, and then when I prayed for that time, I was like, okay, now I see you're here. Please, no more any.
No more any beef. No more any beef.
Yeah. No more any. This business of yours, like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So I declared that day.
God is here.
I declared, and I will say I declared, and I will say to a point, I repented that day. Fast forward to today. Do I believe in God? For me, it's no longer a point of.
What a nice way to answer that.
Yeah. It's no longer a point of believing in God. It's a point of me knowing He's around, knowing He's here every time. And so, I no longer just believe in God. I know He's here. And so, for the guys listening out there thinking they're weak, thinking they don't have a chance in this life, all I say is this: I'm not necessarily saying you must believe in God or whatever. All I'm saying is, if you follow the teachings, if you live by His principalities, you don't need to believe. Right? If you follow His principalities, like his way of teaching, I think you will become the better version of yourself. The reason why I think God sent His Son Jesus was because of, to tell the world that we need to become more than who we are, because who we are at the moment is not enough, and what we have is not enough. So that's why He said, start occupying until I come. Yeah.
Out of word.
Word of the day for the people right there, man.
Occupy till I come. Occupy till I come. So that's the aim. Become until His return. Yeah.
I love this episode.
Yeah,
man, it was fire, man. Because
the bag is full, man.
Yeah.
The bag is full. Damn.
Yeah, man. But
I mean, after you mentioned about God, I no longer. Hey, bro, damn, bro, you touched me right there.
Yeah.
I'm no longer asking people if they believe in God.
Like, I no longer feel like we should end this, bro.
Yeah.
The problem is I have some sessions right, I have to do something and the bag is full, an hour, damn, bro. But hey, that God thing, bro, the story right there touched me, bro. If I was weak, I was gonna cry. I'm not a weak man.
Yeah.
So, hey, shout out, ladies and gentlemen. Anything you wanna say to the people before we?
Yeah. Okay. All I wanna say is to all the guys out there, who think they lost, they have no purpose. Maybe they've been doing wrong stuff.
Sure.
To all the guys out there who lost their careers due to negligence at work, due to stupid stuff, chasing pleasure. To all the guys out there who feel like the only way to release pleasure is through this explicit content and stuff, or going to these clubs and buying and stuff. To all those guys out there, all I'm saying is there's a second chance, there's a second curve. Ahead of us, each and every, like those who are listening right now, there is a second curve. Right now, all of us, we are in a first curve. I think it's high time we plateau into a different curve and live a whole new different life. You don't need to know your purpose. You don't need to know why you are here. Like, no, you don't need to know all those stuff. If you chase the better version of yourself, I think purpose will unfold itself. And so that's it. I'll end it there. Thank you.
Damn, my brother.
Thanks
Where
a
can
lot,
people
brother.
contact you right there? Because I'm thinking most people would want to contact you. On TikTok, what's your name right
Yeah, on TikTok it's Mandla the Game Clipper. So that's where I showcase my work. And then Facebook, Mandla Sikhosana. Yeah, and then if possible, if anyone wants to WhatsApp me and stuff, the guys will drop my numbers. And so yeah.
Say them.
Yeah.
Say them. Say the numbers.
071 235 0356.
Again.
Very quickly, 071 235 0356. You'll contact me there through WhatsApp, through call, whatever you want to speak about, share about. We'll take it from there. Thank you.
And it's not looking for someone, guys.
Back talk with the boy with the back. TB, WTB, Shop Faded. Yo.